Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Nerdmodon, and I'll be doing a gameplay commentary over some Battlefield 4. In this particular installment, I'll be talking briefly with you guys about the M416 and my opinions on it, as well as I will be talking with you guys about the map Operation Locker, which is the one that you guys will be watching. So to start off, guys, the M416 is a very powerful weapon. It's definitely a weapon that's a little bit more noob-friendly, kind of like it was in Battlefield 3. That's not a bad thing by any means, especially if you're trying to jump into the Battlefield series as of now. You're going to find this weapon to probably be one of the better weapons for quite some time. Granted, don't let me try to fool you guys and say that I have everything unlocked, because clearly I do not. I'm still working on getting the medical package, because the little frisbee thing that we have right now that kind of heals individual players, in my opinion, is very useless. I don't like it. I think it's probably something that should have been the last thing you unlocked, because maybe it could have been a little bit more useful in some circumstances. As of now, it's not really my favorite, and I'm looking forward to unlocking the standard issue medical package for a large number of players. So hopefully that'll come pretty quickly. I still got quite a ways to go, but more or less I am working throughout the noob tubes and all that as accessories that are within the assault category. So the M416 is very powerful, as I've talked about, and it also has a very low amount of recoil, which is really good for you guys that are now just jumping into Battlefield. It's something to get used to if you're a PC player and you're trying to get used to the mouse and keyboard kind of thing. Definitely I would highly recommend, once you get to this weapon, to probably stick with it and see which ones that you like throughout your next couple of levels, of course. But more or less you guys will probably find that this weapon is probably one of the better weapons in the game, and it really doesn't have a competitor, at least within, viewing point. So of course, guys, with that said and done, the recoil again is very low, and it also has a standard magazine, but I highly recommend to you guys to not prematurely reload. You guys will see throughout the video that every time I reload, I lose every single round in that clip or that magazine, and that leaves me at a disadvantage. It allows me to, well, not have a full magazine in some circumstances, but it also lets me know that I'm wasting ammunition and I'm prematurely reloading. So you guys need to understand that it is a fundamental thing that is in the game, and so we need to try to use those 15 rounds that are left in our magazine instead of just throwing them away. Because, granted there is a lot of ammunition laying around, you don't want to have to leave your great spot to go find ammunition. That doesn't sound very fun. So, just take that into consideration. So with that in mind, guys, Operation Locker is a map that is very equivalent to Operation Metro from Battlefield 3. It's not identical by any means, but it does look almost identical in some aspects. The whole formula of, having a straight line with all the points kind of there reminds you heavily of Operation Metro. The functionality of how people play it is similar to Operation Metro. There is a good amount of nade spam, but it's not on the level of Operation Metro from Battlefield 3. Don't let me try to fool you guys and let you think that all of a sudden you start playing this map and you're going to see 75 grenades laying on the ground and people spamming noob tubes and RPGs, because unfortunately that's not how it is, and that's a good thing. Operation Metro was a great map for XP, it was a great way to level up, but it was so frustrating when people would abuse systems with explosives and ruin the game for everybody else. I haven't found that to be the case yet. Granted, I'm sure the community will take a heavy turn once they find out how to, corrupt some things and break some things along the way, but more or less as of right now, if you guys want to try to jump into it and have a good time, it's actually a really great time. And it's really good for combat. There's no vehicles, no helicopters flying over ruining the day or anything like that, so give it a try if you guys haven't already. In reference to the breaching points that you guys can go through, you guys will probably notice that this map is very detailed. It does have a lot of great corridors that you can go through, a lot of different paths. You can also breach and enter through walls, which is something new to the Battlefield series in some accounts. Of course, having the destructibility turned all the way back up to 11 is very awesome. I really appreciate that from DICE, and I think it's going to be one great game. However, there are a few frustrations that do come with the Battlefield series, and I imagine most of them will get configured, fixed, and finalized in a couple of weeks. When the game first comes out, today is the official first day of it, and many of us are still trying to figure out which weapons we like, how we like to play, the sensitivity settings that we're looking at in our keybinds, and the list goes on. So definitely stick in there if you guys are like me and you're having a little bit of frustrations at sometimes. Just kind of take a good breath and realize that, 6 months down the road, this game's going to be absolutely amazing, and there's probably going to be no problems really left. So of course, guys, with all that said and done, I have really been enjoying Battlefield 4. I think it's a really great game. I look forward to the finalization of it, and I look forward to hopefully seeing it optimized a little bit more. I haven't really been having a whole lot of problems with frames, but I've noticed if I try to go to ultra settings that I do lose a little bit more than I have in Battlefield 3. And you guys are aware that I do have Windows 8. In specific, I do have Windows 8.1, which is great. If you guys haven't upgraded to Windows 8, I know you guys probably won't like it. I know the whole ordeal with it. It's kind of like a mobile version of a computer version. It's kind of like sticking your iPad into your computer. Nobody likes that. But if you guys really are heavily centered around Battlefield, you'll realize that it's going to make your experience a lot better, and if you can get an additional 20% frames, that's not a bad thing. So you guys might consider upgrading. That's up to you, of course. I cannot make you do anything by any means, but I'm letting you guys know that Windows 8 does run a lot better with Battlefield 4, and it does make the experience a lot better than it would be on Windows 7. So that's just something to take into consideration. I just wanted to let you guys know if you were thinking about it, you were not quite sure if it was really worth the money, I highly recommend it, and it's going to make your experience a lot better, and it's also going to decrease the amount of drops that you have during the game, especially when new DLCs come out, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of dead zones. So of course, guys, that's really it for this particular episode. I just wanted to talk with you guys briefly about a few things. I hope you enjoyed the video. I have more content coming, and I look forward to hopefully uploading it to you guys for the rest of the day. You guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next installment. This is NMO, and I'll be signing out, guys. Peace.